As we have discussed, Omaha has made a spectacular debut this year in Summit League athletics, especially in baseball and softball. Omaha students and student athletes have a chance to choose from more than 200 fields of study at the University of Nebraska Omaha, and they can also choose to study in other countries, as we see in this week's Campus Spotlight.
I went to London with the communications department. There's a class that they teach, international communications. And you get to go to London for 2 weeks as part of the tuition. We got to travel and to see new sights and to meet new people, and just to experience someone else's culture was awesome.
I think any chance that you have to get outside of your comfort zone and even just outside of maybe the city that you grew up in is a great experience.
Our music department sent a number of students to China, Korea, Vietnam, and Japan.
To experience different cultures, I think is very important. Doing it through music is a great way to do it because music is a great universal language.
When they interact with their fellow students, then they get to kind of complement each other, learn about the things that others know, and they also get a chance to teach other students the things that we learn here.
I actually traveled to Greece for 10 days. I was one of 16 members of my fraternity from across the nation who got chosen for this trip. We studied the foundations of Greek thought, and we would go out and we would travel the sites of what we had read about. The things that I brought back were that living in the moment is one of the things that you absolutely have to do every single day. I give a lot of that credit to UNO and the system we have here.
My freshman year, I actually had the opportunity to go on a trip around Europe with 2 of my classes, and for a little while we spent time in Paris. My goal is eventually to be able to go back to Paris, look around the city, and be able to speak to some people. So at UNO, I've actually been taking a lot of my extra credit hours I could spend doing whatever I wanted, and I've been taking French classes.
I got to spend 3 weeks in Italy studying architectural history. We essentially got to walk around and see all the buildings and then talk about sort of the architectural points as well as the structural points and why they're still standing or why they're not or why they're leaning in a very famous building's case. Going with other students and sort of taking a longer look at the architecture and the history behind it was really enlightening and inspiring.
We've opened up opportunities for students to travel and study in Peru and in Cuba. And we're going to be expanding that over the course of the next couple of years with the Global Engagement Initiative to go to Brazil and to India and China.
Costa Rica is a good match for us because there's some really exciting businesses there. There's a burgeoning, green-oriented economy.
Last year, welcomed more than 1,600 international participants from 128 countries, and we sent out hundreds of our students to learn about the rest of the world.
It's really fun to walk around campus and see all the different cultures that come from all across the world.
You do get that interaction and you become more globally aware because of it.
When you're seated in a classroom next to somebody from Botswana or from Pakistan or from Zambia, you are curious and you're going to ask questions and you're going to learn. And it's almost like having a study abroad experience within the classroom. This is global engagement. And UNO is, I think, a real leader amongst the metropolitan universities in the United States in this area.
Studying abroad basically enhances a student's canvas, and when they apply for jobs in the global environment that we are in nowadays, that is valued very highly by potential employers.
Thanks to everybody in Omaha. Thanks to all of our Summit League member schools. We'll see you next week on Inside the Summit League.